Infiniti QX50 2013-2017. Hello everyone! When choosing a used QX50, be sure to check if its body has suffered from corrosion. The paintwork there is weak, and chips on the body appear already in the second or third year. However, the iron itself reliably resists to the aggressive environment and does not rust for a very long time. Although damaged paintwork is recommended to be treated with protective equipment in a timely manner. In addition to special chemistry, owners usually paste over some elements of the body and headlights with lanterns with a protective film. At the same time, it is not superfluous to process chrome-plated body parts. They quickly become cloudy and swell from road chemicals. Particular attention should be paid to the rear door, which corrodes faster than other elements of the body. The windshield is also not resistant. After a year or two of intensive use, it is noticeable hour written. By the way, it makes no sense to buy a branded part, since the Chinese counterparts are much stronger and many times cheaper. In winter, door handles freeze after washing. Often even a special lubricant does not help. On high mileage vehicles, check the operation of the keyless entry system, as well as the wiper and on. Due to the increase of moisture and dirt into these parts, the electronics begin to fail. Some owners of days complain about the non-working buttons on the steering wheel due to freight wiring. In addition, the blades in the steering wheel itself are wiped off. Its leather upholstery is very delicate and thin. Yes, and leather seats on battered crossovers lose their original gloss. The material is erased from the autonomic transmission mode switch lever. But the engines on the Infiniti QX50 are distinguished by enviable health and longevity. Although by and large a used crossover will be with a 2.5-liter 6 under the hood. Modification with V6 3.7L is extremely rare, mainly on the latest EX or the very first QX50. In the drive of the gas distribution mechanism of the motor there is a metal chain, which after 150,000 to 180,000 km, although not in rows, can be stretched. And you can determine the defect by the appearance of metallic notes in the sound of the motor and cleaning tapping. Moreover, as the malfunction is neglected, external sounds in the engine will increase, and when problems start with cold start and loss of power, then it is already necessary to rush to the service, which is an order of magnitude cheaper than repairing the motor after the change-ups of few teeth. Remember, the power unit is afraid of overheating. Therefore, every year or two we recommend cleaning the radiators of the engine and air conditioning. By the way, the radiator begins to leak already in the 5th year. It can be replaced with a non-original one. For example, a Chinese-made radiator has a result that is by no means less than an 81, but costs much less. When choosing a used QX50, engine diagnostics are vital in order to determine the degree of destruction of the converters, at the same time using signals from the upper and lower oxygen sensors. There are 4 of them in the engine, a pair of upper ones connected to the exhaust manifold, and 2 catalysts installed lower in the exhaust system, which burn out what did not burn out above. The latter take care of more than 230,000 km, but the front ones burn out much earlier. But it's not only that. When destroyed, the ceramic chips are sucked back into the engine, scratching the cylinder mirror like sandpaper. Therefore, in order not to get into expensive engine repairs, converters should be changed at the first sign of wear. In the operation of the 7-speed automatic failures can also periodically occur due to the failure of some electronic unit or sensor. Although the Jatco box itself is considered quite reliable and durable, its resource is about 350,000 km and even more with proper operation. In automatic transmission oil should be renewed every 60 to 100,000 km, depending on operation conditions. Subject to service intervals and proper care, the box can last a very long time. There are frequent cases when the automatic was given to the capital with runs over 500,000 km. But at the same time, no one is immune from the fact that an unforeseen breakdown can happen on a fresh QX50. But there are practically no problems with the 2.4 transmission. True, provided that every 40,000 to 6,000 km of run in an electronically controlled clutch that connects the front wheels when the rear wheels slip, the oil will be updated. In terms of handling, the Infiniti QX50 has a distinct rear-wheel drive habit, with most of the torque going to the rear wheels. The main note of the all-wheel drive transmission, a multi-plate clutch, is generally reliable, but we must avoid slipping in the snow or off-road. However, on such a pinnacle, not every owner will go all out. After all, the ground clearance here is less than that of domestic VA8s. By the way, this is a significant drawback of the car which doesn't suit many QX50 owners. Therefore, many of them install special spacers that increase the clearance in tires with a higher profile. But the suspension settings will suit almost any driver, both the driver and the superride. The crossover combines excellent ride and reckless handling. In addition, their undercarriage is quite durable. faster than the rest of the parts except perhaps an expensive stabilizer strut and strut bearings. Even wheel bearings are guaranteed to nose 80 to 120,000 kilometers. Though at the same time they chain in assembly with a hub. And it's better to put a native part, it will last much longer than the non-original one. Checked. But the brake pads wear out very quickly. Moreover, the rear are noticeably less than the front. Yes, and the discs also do not differ in a large resource. Electrical equipment is generally reliable, although also not without flaws. On used QX50s, the central locking servo may fail, the stove fan may fail, and the standard audio system periodically refuses to read CDS. The keyless entry system is naughty and the rain sensor does not work correctly. However, using Infiniti QX50 is a good buy. After all, there are practically no weak points. Naturally, the post-styling version of the crossover looks more adventurous, having already got rid of most of the congenital sorrows. And to do not neglect diagnostics. The car is stuffed to the eyeballs with complex electronics which begins to mope with age. If you have had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.